before the warning, but I think with that train spotter somewhere near.
Are we live? Am I live? I am. Okay, guys. We have two people watching. There is a confirmed tornado warning being put out for Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Craighead County. I know we just got through with another tornado just 2 weeks ago, but just watch this.
Hail, I think, still continues to be the greatest threat with this storm at the present moment. Now that could change if that storm continues to wrap up. And notice if we go to max 2, notice that those brighter colors that we were seeing earlier, those blues. If I go backwards right there, you see those brighter colors kind of pop up. They've disappeared. So what happened is I still think that was sidelobe contamination, but as the storm moves a little bit closer to the radar site, the radar is going to be able to see that a little bit better. So I think that's the rotation we've been seeing all along. It's just with people underneath the storm now, we've kind of got a better idea what's going on, and the National Weather Service decided that they needed to go ahead and just issue a tornado warning just in case it did produce one as it moves towards Cache. So that's going to be right there at the intersection. You've got the Jordans there on the newer part of 226 that goes around Cache. Used to, it was a two-way highway. They went right in the middle of Cache. I think it was a four-way stop. Now you've got that bypass on the south side where the Jordans is, and then you turn left to go on 18 down towards the Fisher area, and then, the Risher area and towards the Riggs area. So that used to be the way you went to Newport before 226 was built into a four-lane divided highway. So that's where that area of rotation is, back towards the intersection with Highway 67. So the big loop you take to get on the highway to Little Rock. That's where we're watching. It's still some broad rotation, Ryan. And you can tell me if you disagree with me, but it still looks pretty broad. New radar scan there. It shows signs. I mean, it's still showing signs that we need to watch it, that it could tighten up, but it still looks pretty broad. And we have people there who can kind of tell us what they're seeing on the ground level, and so far have not seen any reports. Have not seen any reports of the tornado with that storm.
What we do have reports of, if in a minute, give you guys a minute to do this, is my Twitter feed. Michael Pankey just now sent a picture of the funnel, is what we're looking at here. He is a trained spotter and said that pretty low-hanging funnel right now just to the west of Cache. So there it is right there. He said that was rotating. And it looks like, so there's the highway there, looking just to the west of Cache.
Got it. That is the picture of the
there,
tornado starting to lower.
On,
it is currently
radar.
rotating. Y'all need
so
to stay safe
We're
and about to start getting your tornado
As
safe
I said,
spot
we
immediately.
have several
In like
spotters
a few
out
minutes,
there
they are probably
right now
going to
watching
extend
this.
this
Tornado
warning.
sirens are going off.
Okay, sirens are
in the
starting to
Swiftton
go
area
off.
right now.
Y'all need to
And they
start
should
going
be.
to
We do
your
have a tornado warning right now just because
safe spot immediately,
it
guys.
is not producing a tornado just yet. That is signs that we do have something there. It's not producing a tornado. We have storm spotters on it, and I'm confident in the fact that if it does start doing anything at all, we're going to quickly get word about it. We have storm spotters circling that entire thing right now, watching it. So if anything changes on it. Now, Jonesboro proper, this is not going to mess with you. You've got some rain, you've got some lightning coming through right now, but this is not going to bring rotation into Jonesboro right now. Also, severe thunderstorm warning continues in Greene County. I have not seen anything of concern up there for anything tornadic in the Paragould area. Gusty winds, maybe the possibility of hail, and wow, just a wicked-looking sky cam right there. Take a look at the weather camera right now looking in Paragould as the lights get a little darker there, and you can see the heavy rain there in the distance also. If we go back to radar, you can see it's not raining right now in Paragould, but if you notice, very heavy rain just to the north there. And I guess we were seeing that heavy rain over in Walnut Ridge is what we were. I tell you what, that thing is, that hook right there, that's what we're worried about. That is, I will say, here's Jonesboro, guys. This is going to go south. This is going to go through here. So we're not overly concerned with it hitting the same locations again. But let me show you something. See this hook? When we say hook, that's what we're talking about right there. This is the inflow coming into this storm right through here, and that's kind of wrapping up there. And if you look at the wind within the storm, that's what we're seeing. Anything new over there? Getting small hail reported out of Marmaduke.
Brian, the way that's wrapping up, I wouldn't, with the picture we had earlier, already with that funnel formed, and now you've got that hook a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't already produced. We may be getting pretty close. That's
A
just me
tornado's
kinda
about to produce
studying radar
out
over
of
the
the
years.
storm.
especially with a picture of that tornado.
Yeah, that's
or
pretty.
That funnel cloud
yeah.
earlier with the rotation still a little bit more broad, with that tightening up. And yes, just got a tweet actually. Someone saying they do see a tornado on the ground. That's not confirmed. That's just a Twitter report.
Twitter
But we're
report
just kinda
about
watching
a
that area
tornado
closely.
on the ground,
and
but
since-
not
Since
officially
we
reported.
had that funnel that was already on camera, and before the rotation kind of increased a little bit there with that latest scan, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not had produced a tornado. It's going to be pretty close to it there. Yeah.
Maybe. Tell you what, we've got another storm spotter that sits down in this area also that hopefully he tweets me an update here in just a minute. I want to put some county roads on here. This is going to be somewhere in between this range here. So we're not going to get too cutesy on exactly what we're worried about. This is the Risher community, Chilson community, right around County Road 267. This is County Road 276, County Road 402. It says Long Creek Lane there, probably going to pass west of there. County Road 406 is somewhere that I would really be watching though right now. Like I said, we have storm spotters there. The Risher community is where we would need to be watching. Once again, I want to kind of give people an idea. Also, here's Jonesboro. Here's the area we're watching. Put this into motion, and you can see that this is going to slide south of the locations where it was last time. If this continues moving through, tell you what we're going to do. What's the movement on that, Zach?
That is southeast at about, earlier it was about 35. Let me see if that's changed with that storm.
So it's going to probably pass just to the north of Harrisburg. Greenfield community crossing over Highway 1 at 812.
Southeast at 25 miles an hour.
25 miles an hour. So let me
Correct.
clear that off there and slow it down just a little bit. 25 miles per hour. My point in the matter on this is it's going to be passing south of where the threat was last time. And I made that a little wide in case it moves. You say 25 miles an hour?
Yes.
All right, so there we go. That's going to take it into Greenfield at about 823 if it continues that trajectory. But if you get an idea, this is sliding south of the areas that were hit last Saturday.
Jonesboro,
Any new
this is
reports coming in on
attempting
that?
to go a different direction,
yet.
go towards
Uh,
Truman and
Someone said they were trying to
Harrisburg.
send me a video. I have not
But
got the video
from the
just yet, so-
Jonesboro
Let me look
cam, it
over here
looks like it's
also.
heading this way. It may not. It depends which way the tornado ends up going down
National
whenever
Weather
it
Service
hits
about
the
3
ground.
minutes ago
That
said they
lightning is
agreed
very
that the low-level
impressive,
circulation
guys.
was
Like,
strengthening
you need
gradually,
to
so
be weather
um,
aware
hopefully
right
we'll get some
now about
pictures
what's
and
going
video
on.
out of
It
that
is
area
very
and see if we
scary,
did have a
yes,
tornado or
and I
not.
know we just dealt with something last Saturday,
But
2
yeah,
Saturdays ago.
those latest
but
scans
you
earlier,
just
they
need
started
to-
to tighten up,
need
and with
to
the
stay
already
safe.
that picture of a funnel coming in, it wouldn't be surprised if maybe we did have a brief touchdown. Hopefully, we'll kind of get a better idea.
All right,
what-
tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to show you radar real fast. We've got heavy rain. We haven't had any hail reports, though, coming in here recently, have we?
This
Not yet.
storm is
Okay, so Valley View, you've
taking
got
a
heavy
different
rain.
direction
The
than what
storm
it's
motion on
showing
this also
right now,
is
guys.
different than last time.
It is taking it a
So,
little bit
you know, if you're
different. I
thinking
don't
to yourself,
know.
well, okay, well, last time it came from that direction, so I need to be worried about it this time. Not the case. Last week it was going southwest to northeast, so even though we're kind of concerned with this area just to the northwest or even northwest Poinsett County, it's moving in a different direction. So I also want to kind of ease some fears on that also, because you may be thinking, okay, well, this was southwest of Valley View last week. Is there any chance it can make a hard left turn and come back into the same locations? It's not. But this is going
That is actually a
across
lie. They're
Highway
just trying
18
to lie
right
to
now.
you. It is
Still seeing
possible
the
that
little
it can
appendage,
make a
little
hard
hook
left
hanging off
turn.
the edge of it.
Like, you
And
don't
still
want to
not
take any
seeing
chances right
any
now.
reports that would be too concerning just yet. Now, I have not been in we're getting a spotter report out of Hoxie. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see that. 8 miles southeast of Walnut Ridge. That would.
Widen out for just a minute. I want to make sure we're not losing anything, missing anything. We've got storms, Ripley County down into. Hey, wait a minute.
Tornado
what's
is
that
down.
left in the corner of the
Tornado is down. It is
What is that?
reported down,
in the back,
touching
what
on the
is that?
ground. May not last long, but it is down on the
Yeah,
ground.
does that cast
Jonesboro,
Hey,
Just
y'all,
Aaron,
to
go
say
ahead. What are you
careful.
seeing?
Three. I'm right here. I see a tornado. It is south and just south of me. I'm on on 226 there, just off of the 67 exit. So I'm at the 67 226, looking back towards the south and east right now. I do have a tornado. It's now getting farther away from me, but when I was coming across the overpass, I could see the funnel had come to the ground. It's really getting real faint now, but anybody that is maybe 3 to 4 miles south of 226 and now about 2 to 3 miles east of 67, I do have a tornado. See a tornado on the ground.
There you go.
It's getting really faint now because it's getting farther and farther away from me. It's over open farmland right now, but this is going to be headed towards Highway 49 here in just a little bit, back between Jonesboro and Wiener.
Okay, I tell you what, Aaron, you're in a safe position right now. You could probably turn the camera off and start heading that direction, then check back with us here in just a second. Good grief, I can't believe that. Second time in 10 days that
I
we've
know.
had a tornado on live television. Guys, let me show you where this was.
That'd be south
Aaron
of-
was. Did he say he was right here, wasn't he, looking back toward the
Yes.
tornado?
So that would be south of Cache, probably already crossed Highway 18, now moving over a lot of county roads. The next major highway it's going to cross is 49 north of Wiener. So right there at where 49 crosses from Craighead County down into Poinsett County. So not a heavily populated area, but people do live on that stretch of highway, kind of between Gibson and Wiener is where this, if the tornado stays on the ground, is where that's going to cross. So Wiener, go ahead, get in your
hey
tornado
guys,
safe
I
spot
know
just in
y'all are
case this
telling
makes a
me
hard
to
right turn.
leave this
I
up to
think
the
you're okay,
professionals.
but just in case you are
You
within
know,
that polygon,
this
so you really
prediction
need
was
to
not
take your
something
tornado safety
I
precautions.
predicted that a
That
tornado
will
was probably
cross
going
the
to come out
area.
of
And
this.
guys, you can take max
There's
2
two
if you want. I've got it
tornadoes
zoomed in a
warnings
little
right
bit.
here
Closer
for
to Highway
Harrisburg,
49.
and one that's
kinda give
about
people
to
a
enter
better idea,
Jonesboro. That
where
storm
that
right there will
tornado's gonna cross.
probably
So there's
turn
Highway
into one.
49. There's
I
the state
can't
line, that white
roll
line
out
that's
if
right
it
there
will
along
or
the
not,
line.
but I'm
It's
just
already
saying
crossed
this
Highway
prediction
18.
was set
So
on me
Wiener,
on the
there you are to
Instagram
the south.
and
So you're in
my
the tornado
group
warning,
Facebook.
but the
So for
area
the
of
ones that
rotation
think it
is
was
north of
them
you.
that
It
said
may
it, no,
stay
I
north
said
of
it
you.
earlier
Don't wanna
that
say
something probably was
for
going to
sure,
happen.
but if you live
And
on
you can, Landon Walker
Rayburn
can
Road,
vouch
if
for
you
that.
live on Pumpkin
The
Center
CEO of
Road,
the Free
Centennial
Flyers.
Road, that's where you need to be taking cover, as that area is going to be moving towards Highway 49 and then crossing
Tornado
into
is
Poinsett
reported
County
on
and move
ground
deeper into
right
Poinsett
now.
County. Valley View, this area is going to be passing just to your south, so between Gibson and between Wiener. That's where we're concerned about there along Highway 49, that stretch. That'll be the next major highway that tornado is going to cross.
All right, I'm just looking to see if we have anything new here to pass along.
Tornado is on
t- t-
ground reporting,
All
and it
right.
has some debris.
Just make sure we don't have anything new. Did you pass that along to the Weather Service also? I'm assuming
Yes, I
that's
did.
why they extended on that.
Yes, they're aware that we had that report.
Okay. All right, so once again, this is the area that we are watching. Aaron Castleberry just showed us a tornado live on television once again down through here. He said it was over open farmland. Said it was about
This
2 to
is
3
surprising
miles
right here.
to the
That
east of
may turn
67 and
into
then
something.
south of 226, and that matches up exactly with what we are seeing on radar right now. So this is about to cross over into Poinsett County. Look at the wind on here once again. This is probably, it may have already crossed into Poinsett County. It's going to be crossing over 49 here shortly. I'm going to zoom in just a little more, get you right down into the city, and you can see where Wiener is now. That's going to be crossing over 49 here shortly. They have extended the tornado warning past this red line. In fact, if I show you here, let me widen out. This is a tornado warning. Now that it's observed, they've kind of put that a little bit farther down to the southeast now.
Okay,
Harrisburg
for
is
the ones
included,
that is asking
in this
about
tornado
Hannibal,
warning for a storm
Missouri.
that's crossing out of
Okay,
Craighead County,
so
going into Poinsett County.
I'm about to.
Man, I tell you what,
look at this radar.
If I could trade in
That
the hail
storm-
reports that we
this
were
storm
having
right
with,
here is looking very
you switch this
impressive. There
around right
is
now.
something right
I
here
hate to
that
see
will allow
another
it to go
tornado
into
happening right now,
and
but I
it's
will say
starting to do
that
something right
as of
here.
right now, Aaron said it was over open farmland. We're not going to be able to see it too well. We're looking on our camera there. Our best bet to get another report out of this is going to
one
be coming
asking
from
about
Aaron
Missouri,
here shortly
I can show
as
you
he
right now.
comes around on the back side of
Panama,
this. Sorry, I'm
Missouri.
behind the scenes here also just seeing if, there it is.
Did you get a
Zach, take
video of
over
it?
for just a second.
You what?
I'm seeing pictures of the tornado.
Okay.
Hold on.
So if we go back down to max 2, or I can say on max 1, if that's here, max 2, it's going to get closer to Highway 49. So Jonesboro, you do get a severe thunderstorm warning just for the hail on that side of the storm. Notice, even though the area of rotation is farther to the south, we've still got a little bit of hail possible along 226 from Cache
Panama,
to
Missouri,
Valley View
you
to
should
back up
be
into Jonesboro.
okay.
So heavy rain, some smaller quarter-sized hail possible with
This is
that. As
mostly
that
for
moves
the
your way.
ones
Put this in
that
motion. Notice it's
are
moving, at least the heavier rain is kind of moving more east. But that area of rotation is going to be
here
backed out
near
here
Arkansas.
to the south. So
Okay.
this little hook
Missouri,
is
Panama, Missouri
in this
person,
area. So
you are
right in
not
here where it's trying to
here.
wrap up, that's where you're going to
The
have that tornado
Jonesboro
threat. As it's now
tornado
probably,
right
if it
here.
hasn't crossed into Poinsett County, it's right there on the line. We had that old tornado warning that does include portions of Jonesboro, but the threat has gone south of Jonesboro. So Jonesboro, we're not concerned about a tornado there in the city limits, but just to the south between Wiener and Gibson, that's where we could still have that tornado on the ground. Meteorologist Aaron Castleberry had it live for us on air on his stream. We were behind it, didn't get a super good look at it, but it did look like it was on the ground.
It's on the ground. I
You
just
still
now
got
put
another picture
I
of
just
it?
Tornado
now
is
put
on
out-
the
guys,
ground.
I just put
There's
video and
not-
picture. Just
I
retweeted
can't go back
the
out,
video.
but there is
I only
something on the
watched
ground.
about half of it beforehand. There it is.
Look at that tornado.
That's the
Yeah.
tornado. This was just south of 226. Hold on, let me tell you who sent
You guys,
it.
I got a
Robert
closer.
Brock sent that picture in.
I just got a closer picture of it. If you want to, I just retweeted it on my Twitter. It's from Storm Chaser. I know from Texas. He's in the area today. He's right there up next to it. It's on the ground. You've got the funnel is not all the way to the ground, so it's not condensated all the way to the ground, but it is got a dust plume under it. It is on the ground. After this video, if you want to go to my Twitter, you can get a little bit closer look at it. So take this seriously. If you live between Wiener, if you live in between Wiener and the Gibson curve, so where 49 curves back towards Valley View, that's where we're watching very, very closely there for that tornado that possibly could still be on the ground. Haven't heard of it lifting yet, but
Zach, is this still moving to the southeast at 25 miles
If
an hour?
anybody
believe
has
so,
any
yes.
questions,
All right,
please
so
comment.
tell you what, we need everybody in Harrisburg to be in your tornado safe
if you
spot.
are in
I'm gonna put a
Harrisburg,
leading
you
edge.
need to be in your
What's
tornado
that?
safe spot right
there
now.
it is. A
Oh,
little
There
bit
is an
closer.
actual
Quincy there got it
that is
just
You need to be in your
you can see
tornado
the
safe spot right
the
now.
condensated funnel there is not all the way to the ground, but it's still moving dirt there, throwing it in the air.
Good
So
grief.
great shot there from Quincy. He's been able to get closer to it. So yeah, just treat this very serious situation if you live in this area south of Jonesboro, now moving into Poinsett County there on Highway 49 north of Wiener.
There is something
All right, I'm
here
just
that's
sitting here
really
seeing if
concerning
we've got any
on
more
that,
angles on that.
on
You
what
know,
they
that-
were
that's
saying
just one of
just
those
a
things
minute
where it's
ago. I
like,
mean, they didn't say
it's
it, but
there,
there's like a little
Mhm.
thing storm
we gotta
heading
take this
into Jonesboro,
serious
and that
now.
little
Tell you what,
rotation right
I
there
put
is
a
very
storm
kinda
track on this. I'm gonna
scary,
clear this off. I want to make sure
the
that I
way
had
it
the right
looks.
speed on this because I kind of want to stand by. All right, computer's acting a little weird right now.
Getting some quarter-sized hail reports east of Cache. So we've still got a little bit of a hail threat with
Right
this
here.
storm, but I think the threat has shifted a
Jonesboro,
little bit
you
from
are in a
hail
severe
to tornado.
thunderstorm
Now that we
warning.
have this storm
Severe
has produced a
thunderstorm warning.
confirmed
Harrisburg,
tornado.
you
We
need
haven't
to be
heard
in
if
your
it's still
tornado
on the
safe spot
ground,
right now.
but that doesn't matter at this point. It did produce a tornado. It's capable of producing a tornado. So if you live between Gibson and Wiener, take cover, and especially towards the Greenfield area and further off deeper into Poinsett County. Harrisburg is going to be very close to that. In fact,
It
yeah,
is.
Harrisburg, I would be in my tornado safe spot right now. I'd grab the kids, the animals, a mattress, helmets, just something to protect you in case debris is picked up if there is a tornado still on the ground as it approaches. It's going to be about closer to 8:30, so it is 8:01 right now. You've got about 30 minutes, 25 minutes to kind of prepare for this tornado as that storm, that area of rotation, that area of concern where we've had a confirmed tornado continues to move off in your direction if you're in the Harrisburg area.
This thing looks like it's tightened back up just a little bit. It's moving southeast 25 miles an hour near Whitaker Community at 8:32, Harrisburg at 8:26. It's going to be near Weona at around 8:45 if it continues. You know, and it showed that rotation for quite a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get some other damage reports. If we can take anything good out of this right now is that it's over open or was over open farmland when it was on the ground. This is crossing 49 right now. So if there's something there, it's crossing over 49 right now. Just to the north of the Wiener community, probably somewhere
For the
between
three people
Highway
that are watching,
214
if you have
and the
questions, let me
county
know.
line. This is going to be coming near Greenfield here shortly. Don't want to give Harrisburg the all clear, hoping it passes north of at least our highest population centers, but kind of an odd movement on this. We don't get a whole lot of tornadoes that go from northwest to southeast, but once again, in typical 2020 fashion, proving us that things can be a little bit odd right now. So once again, do we have Aaron Castleberry? Is Aaron, okay, stand by. Hold on one second, guys. 1 second.
Jonesboro, you can see that.
I'm
tornado
reading
from
things
distance.
back behind the scenes here just to make sure we're
Right
not
here.
missing
You
anything
can
to pass
see
along
that
to you.
all right.
So once again, Highway 49 down to Greenfield to
It is headed
Harrisburg,
towards Harrisburg,
tornado threat.
Greenville.
Let me widen out the look, and I just want to make sure we're not missing anything else. We got severe thunderstorm warning coming out
Right
of
here
Greene
is where
County,
it's
going into
Concerning.
Dunkling County. That's a very, very broad rotation. No risk of a tornado there. However, we've got heavy rain in Zenith. Wouldn't be surprised to maybe see some small hail with that storm. So we're going to go back down to the storm that has had a history now of producing a tornado. Let's get you through a couple of things first. If you're just now tuning in with us, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for the northern side of this storm. That is in effect for Jonesboro. The tornado warning is south of you. The area we're watching is just crossing over Highway 49
This
right
area
now.
right here where
The
it's crossing
tornado
into
threat
Jonesboro
is
is
not going to be
concerning.
going into Jonesboro. The tornado threat is not going to be hitting the places that were already devastated last Saturday. There is some heavy rain falling right now. If you look at the lightning within the storm, I'm kind of looking off camera over here also of the lightning. As you can see there, looking out from Indiana Baptist. Thunder and lightning right now after what we had last Saturday, it's frightening. I get it. We're meteorologists, and even we are a little bit anxious about all of this. So we're keeping an eye on this storm, and we're just trying to give you as much information as possible to not only keep you safe, but on the opposite side also to make sure you're not too panicked about this also. There is a lot of lightning within this storm, and it is still showing, wow, look at that hook right there. It's still right there on Highway 49. When we say that we're looking at the hook on this storm, if you notice,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about right here. So the inflow of this storm is right there. So this is crossing over 49 right now
Hey,
and heading
everybody,
toward
there
Greenfield.
is
Now, draw a couple
some
other
more
features.
broad
Here's Jonesboro at the
rotation
top.
here
You're getting
in
rain right now, but even the hail core is going to be more
the hell
through
core
here,
right here in
Valley
Valley
View South, where
View.
we've already had
It may cross
I
into
believe
Jonesboro. That
Nichols
may
size
cause
has
something
reported.
too. That's kind of concerning right now. We are unsure about some things right now.
let's see. No, that was south of Valley View, Otwell, Dime, and Nichols size hail reported on that storm. All right, so once again, this is now all the way into Poinsett
Yes.
County. Officially, the tornado warning has a little sliver of Craighead County. That's not, they'll probably clear that away here shortly, although the threat is crossing over 49 right now. I'm going to give you another time of arrival on this real fast. Say it was moving to the 25 miles an hour. Is that the last check?
Yes, 25 miles an hour to the southeast. And guys, if you want to take the Poinsett County or Marktree weather camera,
Okay, yeah, good
we've got a
idea.
lot of light. You can't really. The storm's a little too far away to see that area of rotation, but you can just see how much lightning that storm is producing there. So
That
that's
is
a very
producing a
strong
lot of
thunderstorm.
lightning. If you are in
Even if you're
Harrisburg,
not in the
you
area
need
of
to be
concern
your
for
tornado safe
rotation,
spot right
that's a
now,
lot of
for that
lightning, that's
tornado
heavy
is on the
rain,
ground.
thunder, and probably still some small hail getting reports out of the north side of that storm. So this is a serious storm. So even if you're not in that area of rotation, you need to be indoors and outside, because I mean that lightning, there's about 4 or 5 lightning strikes within 5 seconds. So that's about a lightning strike every second. So that's just a very strong storm and has a lot of energy with it. Unfortunately, still too far away, and with the light, with it being dark and the sun setting, can't really see underneath that storm very well. But as a whole, we can see the body, the updraft, and the main area of that storm pretty well there from Mark Tree.
You know, if you look at radar, let me show you, let me get out of the way. This is where that camera is. So we're looking from there back into this storm. You put a storm track on this. We've got it coming near Harrisburg at 8:33, Weona 8:47. If this continues on, that camera sits right here, and it looks down Interstate 555. We're kind of looking back toward this direction. If that thing is still rotating, we will have eyes on it also as it continues moving through. Do we have Aaron Castleberry anymore? It's kind of getting dark now. Okay, don't have him yet. Tell you what, for those that are just now joining in right now, let's show
that lightning
once
strike
again,
is
if we
striking
can,
things on the
the
ground. It
video and the
just struck something
pictures of
there
the
in Mark
tornado,
Tree. I don't know what it
where
was,
this
but
was. This
that's,
was, if you
that
know
was
where the
some
big
massive.
loop is,
It struck
that
ground
goes from
somewhere.
226 down to Highway
There is a
67.
tornado on the ground there in
If you were
Harrisburg.
driving
You
towards
need
67 and
to
you looked out
be
your
in
left
your
window,
tornado
that's
safe
what
spot.
you would see right there. That's the tornado that prompted the tornado warning, and that is the tornado that we showed you live on television. Aaron Castleberry coming in on the back side of the storm, and I kind of looked in the upper left-hand corner of the screen at Aaron's shot, and you could clearly see that tornado moving through. This doesn't look like an EF3. This isn't like what we were seeing last week at all.
This is an EF2 or
but,
EF1.
definitely one that you need to respect and keep an eye on. Once again, 8:33 for Harrisburg, 8:47 for Weona. You see the lightning there. That is looking from our camera on top of Progeny at Mark Tree. That storm is going to be heading in that direction. So we're at 8:08 right now. I think by 9 o'clock that storm should be pretty close to where that weather camera is, and we'll have a pretty good eye on it. Hopefully by that point this thing weakens. There's another look at the tornado. As it came through, you can see the debris down at the bottom. You can see the condensation funnel not making it all the way down to the ground, but it is a tornado. Not sure that the Weather Service will have any damage indicators to rate this tornado. And that's a good thing. A damage indicator would be something like a building, a shop, a house, a commercial building, a car, something like that. We, of course, last Saturday, the Weather Service came, surveyed. They had a lot of things to survey to see exactly how strong the storm was. It appears, and what Aaron was saying was that was over open field when he was showing it live on KEIT just a bit ago. Still showing that hook there. It's right through here, starting to snuff itself out just a little bit, so we'll have to watch and see if it cycles back up once again. Let's look at the wind on that. It's still showing a decent rotation there. Now we're going to have to start transitioning to a time where we have to catch it off the lightning to see it. Although Aaron is on the back side of this storm, so Aaron may still have the light of day. I'm sitting there looking at some of the weather cameras, and we do have the light of day still a little bit on the horizon there. So we'll watch for that. Anything new over there, Zach?
Spotters say they can still see the funnel from Highway 214. Now,
In between
they say
Valley
funnel,
View and
but
Lake
you notice a lot of
City,
those pictures,
they
it wasn't
haven't
condensed
noticed
all
it
the way
yet.
down to the
I'm
ground.
not
Yeah.
really
Up dirt. The
sure
only way we
if
could see
they
that it was
are
on the
going
ground
to be
was the
concerned
fact that it
about
was
it,
moving
but
dirt.
there is
So,
something starting to
they say
form
funnel, it
right
could still be on the
there
ground. It's nighttime.
from what I can
visibility's not
see
great,
from an
so,
area, and that's
still
kind
treat
of
this with this tornado warning
concerning
as if it
unless
was
it goes
Greenfield
out
cover.
past
There's
Jonesboro
Greenfield
or
community.
Bay. Like
Harrisburg
we're
still
gonna
probably
get
needs to be in
hit
their
if
safe
that
spots in
is
Wiener. It's
something to
very
do with
close
the
to you. It's only
tornado.
about probably a couple
like
miles
we, I
north of
can't
Wiener,
say
though
that
it is
it
going to
is
pass to the
because I'm
north
not
and east. So
a
pretty much
professional, but
Rayburn Road.
that
If you
looks
look anywhere
something
along Rayburn Road
suspicious
or
right there.
even on Evans Lane there as it cuts down to the south,
I wish they would.
that's the area where you're probably going to see the biggest danger from that rotation over the next 5 minutes. It's going to, and in Greenfield probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then Harrisburg. It's gonna
Yes,
get
Bay, there
decently
is
close
something
to you.
heading your way,
It may
like
pass just to the
immediately.
north, but you
There
need to be in a safe
is.
spot anyway.
They aren't paying
as it
attention
continues
to it.
move
I
off
don't
to
know
the
why
east
not, but
southeast. So
there's
we're
something
not done
that
with this
needs
storm.
to-
If you notice, if we zoom
It
out,
is not a
because we go
tornado
to
yet.
max
It's
2
a
there,
rotating cloud.
if
I
we
see
zoom out, it's the
right now.
southernmost storm. So it's not like the storms to the north that are severe, but they don't really have the tornado threat because there's a lot of things influencing around. There's a lot of rain. There's a lot of cooled air. If you notice, the southern storm, it's got wide open to the south, so it can continue to cycle. It can continue
Is there
to
anybody
pose a
commenting?
threat for a tornado over the next until something, either the
I'm
storm
good.
weakens or something kind of
Put them on
interferes with it.
timeout,
So
please.
even downstream from this, if you live
Okay.
in Mark Tree and you know nobody in a Mark Tree, give them a call and say, hey, you need to start paying attention to the weather. The threat's not immediate in Mark Tree or Tyronza, but just in the next hour or so, it could be as the storm continues to move that way. So hour and a half there
People
for
in Bay,
other
you may
portions
need to
of
get your
Poinsett
tornado
County,
safe
like
spot
Mark Tree,
immediately,
Tyronza, and areas south
like
and west of those.
ASAP. I have.
But
I'm
in the
trying to
warning
get
right now,
pictures from
Greenfield
somebody
community,
that does live over there.
Harrisburg
There
area
is
needs to be in
rotation
their
going
tornado
on
safe
in
spots.
Bay.
If we put this in motion, notice it's going to be moving very, very close to Harrisburg. So Harrisburg, even though it looks like it may go north of you, really needs you in your tornado safe spot because
That
if
is
you put it in
Bay.
motion, might not be the case. It's
gonna
actually kind
miss
of diving
us. You're
southeast
okay.
now.
I'm
So
just talking to people
that
that are-
rotation, notice that little hook has occluded a little bit, which usually means that cooler air has wrapped in, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. These things can cycle, especially in the environment that storm is in. We can still see that tornado kind of tighten back up and produce. It's still looking at velocity. It still looks pretty impressive. Still poses a threat. And people are still following. We've got spotters reporting this. We've got spotters following this. Hold on, we're getting a few more reports here, Ron. Are you on chat? Are you seeing this?
Am. Let me see.
So we've got more train spotters reporting that a tornado is on the ground,
Not
4 miles
completely
south
on the
of
ground, but
Otwell.
it's there and
That would be a little bit.
heading towards Greenfield. Harrisburg, like I said,
That would
you
be a
do
little
need
bit
to be in your tornado
farther
safe spot. I know the storm's not
away
there
from-
completely
That's-
yet, but
that's
it
back
is.
towards Highway 49 there.
What
So
the
either
heck?
that's a delayed report or
or they're looking in that direction.
Yes.
right, yeah.
Maybe they're there. I think there's a tornado on the ground.
Yeah,
right here.
especially with that latest scan.
I
You
know
those
he is.
earlier we were just kind of showing those brighter colors there, and how we talked. Okay, maybe that's just a little bit of contamination. I don't think that's contamination anymore. I think,
No.
especially Rayburn Road, you need to treat this as a tornado emergency. You need to be in your safe spot if you live anywhere near Rayburn Road, as it's already crossed Highway 49. It's already past Wiener, but the Rayburn
Storms
Road
are
area,
starting
and
to come
Highway 1,
into,
Greenfield to Harrisburg, you need to be in your tornado
Farville
safe
Curve
spot
and into
immediately
Brooklyn,
as the storm
Bay.
moves your way,
Okay,
because
so
that is a
Valley
very
View,
impressive
there is
signature there.
rotation right there.
And
There's like 2
Rayburn Road
tornadoes about to
there
come
as
out
it
of
goes
this.
from Highway 49 to
now,
Highway 1.
but
So a
it
lot of
says
people may
that
use that road to kind of cross and jump to the next highway over.
I-
So
I wish they
Rayburn
would go
Road
back
is
up
the
because
immediate
there
area. Even
is, like,
Centenny
There
Road,
we
I think
go.
that's how you
Rod
pronounce
right
that there.
I can
Here's your report. Tornado on the ground west of Greenfield right now.
There is a tornado on the ground
Um,
west of Greenfield, guys.
This is coming from a train store tornado with debris between Waldenburg and Harrisburg right now. So this is on the ground. Guys, this is on the ground right now, and I'm going to zoom all the way in on this. This is crossing Rayburn Road right now, and
Yes,
it's
it's
moving
on the
down to the
ground.
southeast. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you where it is, and then we're just going to
It's
start
over
sliding the map
there
down to
in
the
the county
southeast. So
below
right now,
us,
County Road 437
by
crossing
Harrisburg,
over Rayburn
is
Road
a
right now. In
tornado.
fact, we've got a farmer that gives us a lot of good information on the weather pretty close to this. So I'm looking over here to see if we get
We are still
any
covering
kind of
because
report
this
from
is
him.
within
Claypool Lane,
close
County
by
Road
Jonesboro,
812,
and we
County
do
Road
intend because we have
446.
some fans that
We'll
do
continue
live
this
in
on down. If you know where,
Harrisburg
see
and
where
Truman there,
Harrisburg is now.
so we
Here's
wanna keep y'all
Harrisburg.
safe.
Harrisburg, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. Train spotters are reporting this on the ground between Waldenburg and Harrisburg right now. Between Waldenburg and Harrisburg, on the ground,
Bay,
getting
there
reports
is
of,
rotation
this still moving down to the
starting to
southeast.
Come,
I mean, widen out
it is
once
not
again. That is
completely
falling
down
right in
right
line
there.
with that tornado
This is where I'm
warning right
a
now.
little iffy about right here.
We're picking up some pretty heavy rain here at the station right
If
now
you see my
also.
mouse right here by
Let me
Valley
put this
View,
into motion. Yeah, you look at that, and that is
Uh,
definitely on the ground.
that
here
may
it
cause
is.
some. right
See
here.
it? See the movement? Had a
if I
tornado
can-
touch down
I don't know where Bay.
right about
Bay
there,
is somewhere right
and
here.
it's on the ground
If
right
there
now.
is something that
Yeah,
comes
right.
out
We're
of
getting
it,
pictures.
Bay,
and it
you
is
will get
definitely on
hit.
the ground. Some people have been retweeting them. We've got a chaser from some of the Little Rock stations in the area, and they've got a good look at this storm. It's definitely still on the ground and
South
approaching.
Carolina.
Man, that
Is someone
velocity
asking about
signature
South
continues to look
Carolina,
impressive.
Landon?
Tell you what, I'm looking at a picture of it from 1 minute ago.
I
and
don't
This is a
even know where
large
that
tornado again. Or-
Yeah, it's grown. It's fully condensed down to the surface. It is likely doing damage, for sure doing damage, I should say, as that tornado's on the ground.
Tell you what,
Where is that?
Aaron. Let's go to Aaron Castleberry. We don't have video with him right now. Aaron, are you seeing this tornado? It's on the ground.
They are cutting in and out due to severe weather, guys. Just bear with them.
I am not, but I'm still. I'm between Gibson Switch and Otwell, getting close to Otwell
What
to
state
cross
is South
into
Carolina
Poinsett
next?
County.
If you can tell me, let me know.
There's a lot of lightning this storm. As soon as I can go over to Poinsett County, where some of the more open farmlands, I can probably see it. Should I get south of Weir? But like I said, right now I'm between Switch and Otwell County here on Craighead.
That okay? There's a picture of you. They
Poinsett County
can't
lines.
see
I think damage is a good sign for people living through
right there.
here, but if y'all have seen that tornado on the ground farther to the east, then folks, especially here, can go ahead and
I guess
look
it's
around
good
and I can
as they are experiencing some difficulties within this.
I'll give you just a little
Okay,
bit.
we're gonna use the contact with Aaron. What'd you say again? Look at this,
To Harrisburg, you definitely be in your radio spot. So it's past Greenville. You really just need to cover as this tornado continues to move direction. So, moving in these areas, South Greenville, Harrisburg. We're still watching Crossway 1, and then by the next 5, or not 5 to 10, but about the next 10 to 15 minutes there north of Harrisburg, and this may impact portions of Harrisburg.
Bay,
That's
it
scary
is
one, just to
recommended
let
you
know that it
do
is going
get
to
your
be very
tornado safe
close
spot like
Harrisburg,
immediately right
and that
now
this
before
is
there
a
is a
tornado
tornado
on the ground.
starting to form there close by Valley View.
Just now, guys, I just now retweet another picture from Brian Emfinger, who is watching this tornado.
If you are watching,
who's
please
watching
comment
this
the word
tornado
hi.
moving down to the southeast. Getting another report, violent tornado on the ground heading. There it is right there. So,
Man,
dangerous looking storm.
I wish they would stop cutting out this little volume. I know there's someone else. There's 3 people watching. It's just not you. There's 2 others.
Bay, you do need to be in your tornado safe spot. Give it at least 10 minutes, and then you can get back out. I have put in a tornado, not tornado, fucking, because of a possible tornado about to hit over there, and the National Weather Service is not paying attention to it for some reason right now. I think they were paying attention to the one going into Harrisburg. Harrisburg, you do need to be in your tornado safe spot. That tornado is violent and is on the ground.
Right now. And I think where Brian is, I think he is between Harrisburg.
Harrisburg, you are gonna get hit. No questions asked. It will tear into the heart of Harrisburg. So if you are not home due to coronavirus right now, you need to go home. If you are in Harrisburg, same with the Jonesboro area, because this weather is very severe right now.